Devaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are continuing reading the book Nine Keys. So we are in the chapter 11. We are continuing the chapter 11. Seventh key is humility. It talks about first verse of Sikshashtaka, how it glorifies the holy name and describes the results of chanting, and in the third verse of Sikshashtaka, it describes about humble condition. So humility is the natural result of sincere desire to advance in Krishna consciousness. So, but those who actually want to love Krishna and purify the heart have to turn on the light in the room of their consciousness, a room they discover that has not been cleaned since time immemorial. Krishna consciousness seems easy when the light is off because we cannot see the dirt. But as soon as the light goes on, we see only dirt. This vision awakens humility. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that perspective chanters of the pure name see themselves as lower than grass. When someone steps on grass, the blades spring up again as soon as the person has passed. Vaishnavas, however, do not spring up. They always consider themselves fallen because they are only too aware of that dirty room. When someone criticizes them, they consider that the critic has had only a fleeting glimpse in the door of the room of their consciousness. They are aware more than anyone else of the state of the room and are disgusted by it. Even pure devotees whose consciousness is fully pure share this mood. After speaking about the quality of the grass, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu turns to the exalted qualities of the trees. If one comes to cut down a tree, the tree does not complain. Even when tree is dying from lack of water, it does not cry out. When it is hot, the tree provides shade even to the woodsman with the axe. Tree also offers their fruits freely even to those who have failed to provide them with the water. When we cry out, it's usually because we think we don't deserve the ways way others are treating us. But if we examine our heart, we will see that we do deserve our suffering. In this mood, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur states, "O Lord of my life, how shall I tell you my shameful story? There is no sin that I have not committed thousands of times and more. O Lord, Sharanagati, Atmanivedana, Song 2, verse 1. Therefore, tolerance is an important Vaishnava quality, and lacking it is a sign of flourishing false ego. An intolerant person wonders why others have dared to remain ignorant of his or her role as the center of the universe. Vaishnavas are tolerant because they realize their insignificance and how much lies between their desire to surrender to Krishna and the actual fulfillment of that desire. Instead of focusing on perceived insults, they focus on cleaning their consciousness and they spend no time criticizing others. Even those who may try to offend them, they practice seeing everything that happened to them as Krishna's mercy for their rectification. But real humility is difficult to achieve it. It is not the product of the intelligence, but of deep spiritual realization. To be fixed in humility is called nishtha. Those who become serious in Krishna consciousness begin to understand the deep lamentation of an acharya like Bhaktivinoda Thakur and feel little of it themselves. They are forced to become humble, especially when they attempt to chant attentively and without offense. I have heard the Srila Prabhupada glorified even the attempt at pure chanting when he told a disciple, simply the sincere and continuous attempt to chant attentively without offense is the Namashraya, Namabhasa platform. Krishna's response to a humble appeal. We cannot control Krishna's response to our humble attempts to chant. Neither we control what karmic reactions he has arranged for our purification. We are completely dependent on his mercy. Still, we can control is is the choice to make a sincere attempt. In a 1974 lecture in Hawaii, Srila Prabhupada told his disciples, so we must be purely chanting, but we should not be disappointed, even impure. Therefore, we must have fixed chanting process because we are not in a pure state. Therefore, by force, we had this training in our childhood school. Our teacher would ask me, "You write 10 pages handwriting." So that means practicing 10 pages, my handwriting will be set up. If you don't even follow 16 rounds, where is the question of chanting Hare Krishna? Don't be artificial, don't be a show battle, be real thing, and that is wanted. If you want real benefit of spiritual life, don't be a show battle. If you want can chant purified, offenseless chant, offenseless once Krishna Nama is free from all material bondage once only. Eka Krishna Name Kare Sarva Papa Haya. Yeah, when the light goes on in the consciousness, we see our shortcomings and naturally become humble. Then amanena manadena, we will require no respect for ourselves, but will give all respect to others. When we reach the state of mind, kirtaniya sadamarhi, we will able to chant the holy name constantly. What is the connection between humility and constant and inoffensive chanting? Humility makes us beg to serve the devotees, our spiritual master Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Sri Radha and Krishna. As our aspiration grows, we will see how weak it is, yet we will treasure it. We will soon realize that our only hope is to attain our goal, is to take shelter of the holy names. When the desire to serve Krishna is mixed up with the humility and full awareness of both our impurity and our inability, we'll have found the key to taking shelter of Krishna's name. I can stop here. I think we are hearing repeatedly the importance of humility. Humility is one of the important trait for Vaishnavas. In which state, in that state, one can chant. That is the only state we can, take a shelter of uh, holy names. So, so I think in this chapter, seventh key is humility. So, it talks about verses of, Sistastaka, especially the third verse describe a humble condition, you know, and this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches the essence of devotional process, in this verse of third verse. And humiliation comes from humility. Humility is a nature result of our sincere desire to advance in Krishna consciousness. And today we talked about, we read about how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu talk about, how prospective chanters of the pure name see themselves as a lower than a grass. When somebody steps on a grass, the blades will spring again, and soon the person has passed. So Vaishnava hour does not spring up, but we have to consider ourselves lower than a blade of grass. In that mood only one can surrender to the Krishna. And it says tolerance is important Vaishnava quality. If we don't, lacking of tolerance means we are flourishing in the our false ego. And when one can become a tolerant Vaishnavas is usually because when we realize that how insignificant we are, how much is lies between our desire and surrender to Krishna, who is the actual who can fulfill the desire. And to be fixed in humility is the nishta. And what is Krishna's response to our humble appeal? We cannot control our choice and to make a sincere attempt. So it's like we have to be humble, we have to beg Krishna's mercy, we have to chant, and that will make Krishna to give his mercy. I think.